Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Joshua and this is Rooftop. In today's workshop, we're going to be looking at rope art. Now previously also we had done a rope art, like if I show you this, we had done a rope sort of glass you could say, or a cup holder. So we had made one like this previously. Let me show it to you so you can see it a little better. Yeah, like this. And today we'll be doing something different. We'll be doing it on paper. So in this, we're going to look at how we can use like minimal lines, or in a very minimalistic style, we'll be creating this rope art. Let's see how we go about it. Okay. One second. All right, I just need to make sure the camera doesn't shake. And I think we can switch on this light as well. Okay, cool. So what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a very simple, a very minimalistic design. Okay, so we'll be doing like someone sitting down in a meditative pose. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take the center of this sheet. I'll draw like a small circle here, and then from this side you can have it come over here just like that, and then from here you can have it connect all the way there, maybe not that high, also a little more rounded, just like this. And then from here, I'm doing this very roughly, and you can do it the same. You just need this shape to be, that's pretty smooth. You just need this shape to be done precisely, like that. That looks good enough. Okay, now what I will do is so I have some rope with me, which you get at your stationery, and I'm using Fevicol. Alright, now I will take this rope. I'll find where it starts first. Okay, and now what I will do is I will start going along these lines. So what I'll do is I'll keep it this way, and then we'll just keep going all around it like that. So I will take my glue first. Okay, just like this. 1 second, this seems to be a bit stuck or sealed. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So I'll just put this glue along this line, and we'll use a good amount of glue. Use amount of glue. Okay, and I'll just do it until this head portion here. I made the head a little bit wider since the rope is quite thick. So I will just place this down. Same thing here. Make sure you press it. Like that. You need to make sure that the rope is in place. We do not want it to move, especially while it is drying. Okay. But now what I'll do over here is I will overlap it with this. I'll take this glue anytime now. and let it just fall out from here. One second. There seems to be something trapped inside. Yeah, there you go. So I'll take this from here all the way up, and we'll make sure that the glue is a little thick in the sense, not like diluted and not diluted, not in that sense. The amount of glue that we put is relatively a hefty sum. I'm really struggling to speak today. Must be the weather, Bombay weather. Like that. I'll hold this part down. This I will put down as well, like that. Now just press it down a little bit, and we need to make sure that we let it dry. So let me see where this ends. Okay, somewhere around here, right? Okay, like that. Now I can just stick all of this back. Okay, like that. Now we need to make sure it dries well, because we will need to paint over this layer now. And so let me just lift it up. You'll see a lot of tiny hair strands sticking out, but that is okay. That's just how the material of the rope is. Alright, so now we can just check and see. It is still pretty wet, so if you want, you can even use hot glue, the gun with the little filament. You can use that as well. Okay, now what I'll do is I will take some black paint. Move this to the side. I have a small bowl here. Oh, this is a little tough to open. Okay, now I have some paint already in the cap. I don't really need much paint since I'm painting only this little strand of rope. So I'm just gonna take a bit of water here and mix it. If you want, you can. I was going to use the bowl, but I don't think it's necessary. You can use the bowl for something else. So this seems to be absorbing the paint before I can even try to paint it. And it's okay even if you paint at the bottom. So don't worry if you make a mistake also, because we're going to cover that entire area with the rope. Just make sure you take enough water, because the rope is highly absorbent since it's not made out of plastic. Like that. So we'll have this nice outline, but not really an outline, but it is supposed to be like an outline. Now we'll start filling the inner parts. Okay, and just make sure that it's all stuck. So if you want to make sure, just try to move the paper by very gently touching only the rope, or by moving the rope. You can see whether it has stuck to the paper or not properly. So there you go. Spin it also. Alright, now we can start with the inner part. So I'll take some glue. I'll just put it on the inside like this. Okay, I will take my rope and I will just, first I'll tighten it a bit by twisting it. Then I'll just curve it into a ball, or like a snail, until I get the correct size. A bit bigger. I think that should be a decent size. Okay, like this, and then I'll cut the rope. And make sure it's nice and tight. And then we will stuff this part in. There you go, like that. Now there is a little extra rope here, So I'll just cut this part off. Sorry about that. I've got very long legs. So see, that's what we have done right now. And this black rope is being used as an outline. Yeah. Now we can do the interior part as well. Let's put a bit of glue here so that this doesn't trouble us later on. Like that. Now I'll take the other rope . I'll extend this rope a bit, and then I can start putting it down. So from here I will start, and then I will go along the sides. If you feel that the glue has come out in any side, right, just apply the glue again, because you want to make sure that this is quite secure. Keeping this flat down so that, and don't hold your finger in one place for too long. This here. Now I'll start going around it again until I fill it up. Again, if there is any place that you feel that you need to add more glue, always do so. Maybe over here a little bit. So this is quite a time-consuming artwork, but the finished product, you could say, is very satisfying. I'll just fill this entire place up so that I don't have to keep going back again and again. And now just keep turning the paper and press it down. Don't just place it there. Make sure you press it down as well. And then we'll go around it. Now sometimes there might be glue sticking onto your finger, which will then lift the rope up while you're doing it. So just make sure you wipe off the glue from your hand, otherwise the rope will keep coming out and it will sort of be like a hindrance while you are creating this piece. It might just get in your way. And also remember that this rope is pretty stiff, so you would need to use quite a bit of glue to hold it in place. Like that. So if you want, what you can do is you can even take a flat surface. I'll take this paper and I'll just press it down like that. And when you press it down, right, make sure that it is sort of an even pressure. And don't keep it for too long. We don't want it sticking to the paper itself, to this paper. Like that. Now what we'll do is we'll do this area here. Or what we can also do is if I go in a circular manner, so if you're in certain patterns, you can even try to plan it out as well. See, this part is coming out a little bit. So I'll just push this nozzle in and apply some glue in there. And here also. Just a little bit of glue to hold it in place. Once it dries, it's going to become transparent, so it doesn't matter if you can see it right now or not. Okay. Okay, I think we can start with this area here. I'll just open my rope a bit. Always have it, quite long before you start. That way you don't have to keep undoing the rope. Okay. Then I'll put glue again over here. So we can have a pattern in this area itself. I'll show you what I mean. Again, put a good amount of glue. Let me show you how much glue I've added. There, you can see how much glue I've added. I'll flip this over. I will start off by just placing this down. Oh, that part came out, but that is okay. Since the glue is still wet, it is bound to happen. Now I will place this over here. And then, so see, I'm holding it in place. Now I will flip it. think you can put a bit more glue here. Just make sure you have enough glue on you. I have a feeling that statement is going to backfire and I'm going to run out of glue before I can even finish this. Like that. And then I'll let it turn. Just make sure it is flat and down. Like that. Now I'll cut, I'll see this much. Now let's see if I can cut it without lifting the rope up. Oop, already failed that. Okay, now I'll push this in. Yeah, there you go. Now just apply pressure everywhere so that not only does the rope press into the glue, but the glue will get absorbed into the rope, which will make it even stronger. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. You see, you have like a spiral pattern inside here, and this side also you have a spiral pattern within that. Now we'll try doing it in this area as well, but while we do it here, no, you know what, we'll do the same thing over here. Now again, what we'll do is I'll put it right towards the edge of the rope. So I'm touching the rope while I do this. Voice crack. I'm touching the rope. But nothing more embarrassing than a voice crack. Okay, so over here, now I made sure that I put this glue right beside the rope. And then I will start filling this up. Okay. Now I'll extend this rope. I'll start from here. We'll push it inside. Rotate this. Now while I hold here, I will flip it inwards. And press it down. Like that. Now as I keep pushing it down, I am going to rotate it. Also, if at any point my mic stops working, do let me know, because otherwise I'm not, going to be aware that it stopped working. like that, and then I will cut it. I hope this swatch is, yeah. Oh, it's perfect. Look at that. Again, we'll just press it down in all areas. Keep your space clean. Quite ironic that I have paint over here. Okay, just like that. So you can see we are already almost there. Now all we need to do is cover the entire sheet. So do you have any questions so far about what I have done, or how I have started, or maybe how I've created this pattern? Maybe you've joined late and you're confused as to how I got these patterns done. So if you have any questions, you can just drop it in the comments and I'll answer them. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll start from here, then we can go around it like that. So we'll just keep going around and round and round. Okay, now for this, I will open it quite a bit, because in the middle, if I try to open this, all the rope that I've put down might just come out. Now I opened quite a bit. Okay. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. So now we'll start by applying the glue. So while I'm doing this, I'm sure you've already grasped the concept. Now to know, what type of music do you listen to? Like, it could be English or Hindi or maybe any other language as well. I'm trying to explore, different music of different regions, different languages. You can maybe drop down names in the comments, or maybe a YouTube link also. Anything would work. And my category in music is very mixed, it's very random. So 1 second I'm listening to hip hop, then it's a slow song, then it's rap, then it's rock, and it's metal. It's all over the place. So what type of music do you all listen to? Of course. And there is no such thing as I didn't realize I threw that back. There's no such thing as, good music taste or bad music taste. It's all about your preference. So, what preference do you all have? Oh, hello Anoshka. I was just asking, in case you didn't hear it, or you joined late. I was just asking what type of music do you all like? So let's start with you, since you texted. You've now become the scapegoat. So what type of music do you like? Or what type of music do you like listening to? Konkani music. Okay, that's nice. What type of Konkani music? Konkani songs. The art is looking like a man sitting with folding legs. Exactly, thank you. That is what it is supposed to be. I'm glad it looks like what I've been trying to make it. Okay, I'll put a bit of glue here. Lorna. Yeah, she does make some really good music. I myself listen to Konkani songs. Oh yeah, let's add that also. Sometimes rock, sometimes metal, sometimes Konkani songs. Hello Neha. What type of music do you listen to? Also good work on the watercolor painting. It turned out really well. You've done a really good job. Now I'll take this and I'll fold it. So I'll use my scissor to sort of place it in and press it down, like especially for these corners. Oh, Bollywood, that's nice. I listen to a little bit of Bollywood, not that much, but they do have some nice songs. They've got quite a lot of catchy music. What's my favorite song right now? So I don't technically have a favorite song, but if you ask me what song is catchy right now and I've been listening to, it's a song by Bruno Mars and Rose, I think that's her name, a Korean singer. It's got a very 2000s vibe to it, which I really like. And if you ask besides that, I would say 90s are so good. True, that is very true. Yeah, so I like to listen to quite a lot of old songs also, but English. Like we have the Eagles. I'm not sure if you'll know about them. And then we have Bob Dylan. What else is there? There's a lot. I can't remember. Pink Floyd as well. They've got some pretty nice songs. And these are all old songs. So you could say somewhere in the 80s or 90s. Red Hot Chili Peppers as well. Like, yeah. I really like that band as well. So pressing it down, you can see that this thing does take quite a bit of time. So while we're doing this, you can tell me, besides music, what kind of hobbies do you all have? Keeping art aside. You've been doing a little too much art nowadays. So let's dive into some other aspects of life also. So besides kind of old school in the sense, like, are you talking about music, or are you talking about like things to do? I'm not sure what would fall under old school for, hobbies. Also, I can see there are more of you. If you want to join the conversation, please feel free to do so. Okay. Yeah. I like making short films outside the canvas. Oh, that's nice. Dancing. Oh, are you like a classical dancer, or what type of dancing do you do? And Anushka, what type of short films do you make? Like, are they concept based, or what type of short films? Okay. Yeah, so what type? Mostly really old conceptual storytelling. Some have elements of comedy depending on the topic or script. Okay, that's interesting. I'd love to see some of them. If you only can send them in the group. I've noticed you joined the group, so why don't you send a video or two of what you have done? Let's not limit the group to just art. Or just fine art like this. You can explore other forms of art also, like theater, dance, music. Oh, not classical. Okay. It is just an option that I was throwing out there. So what type of dance do you like to do? And Anushka, do send us some videos. I'm sure we would all love to see them. Since you've already said some have elements of past tense, so now that I know you have some videos ready, send them in the group. What do I do outside art? What do I do outside art? I like exploring places. I like nature. Of course, I don't get to do it always, but whenever I do get the opportunity, I will, try to explore places. Or I've been meaning to go for a trek for a while, but I've been trying to get the time for that. Yeah, so I like to enjoy nature. And since I'm in Mumbai, one of the closest places to myself and to my home would be the Borivali National Park, where you don't really have to leave Mumbai to, be in nature. And plus you get to see a lot of animals. Have you been to places outside of India and Mumbai or Mumbai? Yeah, I think there's like 2-3. So outside India would be Kuwait. That is where I've been born and brought up. And only recently, I think around 5 to 6 years ago, did I come to India, which explains my way of speaking. And in India, for my college trip, I have gone to Darjeeling and Sikkim. And where else have I been to? Goa, which is my hometown. So I would say, yeah, just these 2-3 places. And Sikkim is quite a place, my god. Sikkim is just insane. Like, you don't even need to do anything. Even if you just go and sit and look at any part of, the scenery, that also just looks very mesmerizing. Basically the Northeast. I think there was this place called Tiger Point or something where you see the sunrise. And so you basically have like the mountain, and I think there were 2 mountains. I think one was Kanchenjunga and there was another one. So we could see the sun. Now let's assume this is the mountain. It's my representation of a mountain. So you could see the sunlight hit the tip and then slowly come down and down and down. It was such an amazing view. If at all you get the chance, you should go for it. And it's relatively affordable. It's not like, it will really damage your bank. Because I know what sometimes the issues about traveling, right, is how much can you make your bank cry? Would love to visit. Yeah, you should. It is such a wonderful place. Of course, I've been there only once. I would love to go there again. But it's been again around 5 years since I've been there. Otherwise, I do travel to Goa, which is my hometown. I can make my screen a bit bigger. I'll just center myself. Okay. I hope the stream isn't getting, boring. Oh, I did finish quite a bit though. I just realized. I was instinctively just creating this. I didn't even realize how much I've been, done with. I think I'm running out of glue. So I think what I'll do is, with as much glue as I have in this bottle, I'll do as much as I can, and then I can post the final, artwork in the group. Go to Lonavala, you will love it too. Lonavala, I've passed by Lonavala. I haven't, really explored inside of it, but I would love to. There are quite a lot of resorts and stuff over there. I've been to Karjat. It is still... yeah, you could consider that out of Mumbai. I've been to Karjat once. There is a place called... I'm probably butchering the name, but it's called Malshej Ghat. Malshej Ghat. No, I think Malshej Ghat. Malchej. Yeah, that's a place I really want to go. And it's not too far from Mumbai. I think just about like 100 kilometers or something. Of course, once you exit Mumbai. One thing that really took me time to understand is when people say, or when you see these posts on Instagram that say, "Oh, visit this place. It's only 100 kilometers from Mumbai." I used to think like, "Oh, from where I live, it's about 100 kilometers." And then I realized it's after you exit Mumbai, it is then 100 kilometers from there. And I was wondering, why is it taking so long to get to these places? Mahabaleshwar is also a nice place. Starting to remember, all these places I've visited. But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think there's any other place I've, visited and forgotten about. Mahabaleshwar, Matharan are all beautiful in monsoon. Yeah, I've been to Mahabaleshwar, I think for like 3 days with my family. That place was really good. And there was this place called, I think, Needle Point, where you could just see the mountains, and that was amazing. It was pretty insane. Because it was a bit foggy, and then once the fog subsided, I thought I was looking at a painting. It was wild. Yeah. Mahabaleshwar also. So I'm trying to look into more places that are in Maharashtra first before I try to explore places outside of it. Because yes, you do have like mountains in the north and maybe the beaches and stuff in the south. But when it comes to greenery, I think Maharashtra has one of the best. For keeping aside the mountains, just the greenery. There are a lot of places that are like hidden gems, you could say. Of course, I only know this because I've seen like posts on Instagram and YouTube. But yeah, there are quite a lot of places in Maharashtra itself that not just myself, but you all should visit as well. I sound like I've traveled the whole of Maharashtra. This looks really nice. You know what? I think I just got an idea. I think I'll just fill this up a little bit more, and then I'll show you what I was thinking. I don't know if it's considered jugaad, but low-key, I would say yeah. But I think I would just make it like I'm just blabbering. You have no clue what I'm talking about. Just hold on. I will show you. So I'm keeping this flat down so that what do you say? All the glue can come out quickly instead of having to flip it upside down and then do it. And just before this workshop, I was doing a watercolor painting as well. I mean, it's not complete, but it's turning out pretty good. Okay, I think we can go all the way. Let me see how many layers are. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. Okay, is this 6 here? No. All right. I think I'll just go all the way up till there. Yeah, up until here. So I guess you could call, I'll leave that joke for later. While I'm about to do what I've been teasing so far. The kind of rope art, what else can we make? You can make, you can go for a landscape, or maybe you can go for, honestly, you can make anything that you like. It's just a matter of how you use this rope. Actually, for now, I just made a very simple, man or a person sitting in this, legs folded position. But what I'm doing here, or what I'm showing you right now with these workshops, not just this, with any workshop, is how we can use these techniques of whichever workshop I'm doing. Like previously I had done a watercolor workshop. Now I'm doing a rope art workshop. So I'm showing you the techniques, or the way we can plan it out, or the way we can get certain designs or certain patterns. So the whole point of this is you understand how you can work with these materials, and then at home you can create something that you want to make. It doesn't have to be related to what I have done exactly. It can just be around, it could be landscape, it could be maybe like a portrait if you want, and anything. Honestly, there's no limit to what you want to make. Sure, if you don't mind. Yeah, sure. Until then I can let this dry also. Just practicing a little bit, but this is what I've been making. It's not complete yet. You can see this legs missing, hands missing, background is also very janky. Yeah, but this is pretty much what I was making before the workshop. I think you could consider it, no, it wouldn't be a portrait, like a full figure painting, you could say. So that's what I was making. It was more like a practice kind of work. Thank you. I would love to, keep a workshop on that, but, step by step. I think eventually we can get to the point where I make a workshop on how we can, create a painting like this also. Oh, also, for those of you who have seen the previous workshop of, this one, I told that for the lighter areas, we leave them, like white. So if you look at this over here, you can see that there's light falling onto him from here, and there's like a slight outer glow on him. And these areas, this is incomplete, the head is left white, and here also, even though he's wearing a brown jacket, I've left this area white so that it looks like there is light falling onto him from one side, and it is so bright that you can't see the jacket, you can only see the reflection of light. I'm not comfortable with watercolor. That is okay. We all, start from somewhere. I think it's a matter of practice and how much you work with that certain type of medium. Because even for me initially, I did not like watercolor, neither did I like acrylic paints. I think I was more of just an oil painter. But due to college, I had to, use these mediums. And at first I was struggling quite a lot. But then once I started to, observe my classmates, see how they did their stuff, do my own research, look at techniques, look at how people do certain paintings, how they mix the colors. Then I'm like, oh, okay, it's more of the understanding rather than, the technique. Because one thing I keep saying is that more than technique, you need an understanding of art. After that, your technique is, I would say, secondary. Primarily, I would, what do you say? I would suggest, increasing your understanding about art. I can do in workshop only. That is okay. Like I said, we start from somewhere. Okay, this is quite a bit bent. Let me just... Yeah, perfect. Okay, it's here. Yeah. So just practice, Don't think too much about whether, or don't think too much about the end result. Because what that will do is it will create an expectation from yourself. You will expect yourself to, create works that people have taken, years perfecting, or maybe months perfecting. And plus, whatever artwork you see, these are all, what do you say? These aren't the first tries. There are, practice works that have been done before them, which only after they feel confident in creating the work do they then create it and then show you. Now, even for this watercolor painting, wait a second, I'll show you what I did before this. Yeah, so before I made this, I'll just put this to the side so that I can dry. Before I made this is what I did before that. So I was experimenting, looking at the colors, oil pastels or soft pastels. Sure, I'll think about it and I'll come up with a workshop. But as I was saying, this is what I had done before this workshop to practice and what do you say? Look at the colors, how the colors are turning out. You can see how incomplete this is, and the placement of the house. Is this placement okay? Should I try moving it up or down? Looking at this mountain, is this looking fine? And then if you look at this turned out much better than the initial one, and I put more effort in this than I did in this. But now that I did a practice one, I got more confidence, which then led me to creating this. So you see, it's more of practice and more of experience. Also, just practicing is not, what makes you better. Do a little research, look at techniques, look at how different artists make their watercolor paintings. Now, I might make it this way, but someone else might make the same painting entirely differently with watercolors. So there are many approaches to it, there are many styles to it, there are many techniques also. So that way, you grab a little bit from here and there, and you take what you like and what you're comfortable with, and then you create your own work. Just like that. So it's a rough, this is the final. So I hope that helped you. Okay. I'm having a lot of this hair getting into my nose. Okay, now that it's a little bit dry. Correct, thanks for boosting up. Yeah, you're welcome. I hope that helps. Okay, what I'll do is first I will just... No, I don't know, this is not supposed to be part of the workshop, but I just got an idea. But I think I'm willing to take the risk. Toss it out there. From here. So what I'm doing right now, and the joke I saved for later, is I'm thinking out of the box because it's a square. I think I should have kept that to myself. So if you're wondering why I'm just cutting bits and pieces, it's so that it will be a lot easier to do the finer cuts. Like that. And then over here also. Okay, now I will try cutting inside here. I'm using a bit of force because I don't want to be going through it again. Okay, that seems good. Let's cut that off. Again, this wasn't supposed to be part of the workshop, but it's an idea I got on the spot. It's coming out. No, I cut the rope a bit. Okay. Like that. You're a good artist, and thank you. Thank you, Sumana. And I'm glad you can learn something. I'm glad that my teaching is good enough to help people around as well. I really appreciate it. Oh, that was already cut. Yeah, so there you go. Just close this. A lot of banging happening. Yeah, so there you go. We have our minimalist rope art. So that's the paper there, and here you go. It turned out better than expected, I'm not gonna lie. I thought maybe there would be some part that I mess up, but it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with the results. I hope you got to learn a new technique or maybe a new style of art as well. So thank you so much for joining me in this workshop, and this is the final piece of art that we made. Turned out really well. You can use it as a wall decor like that. Not bad. Can't tell me it doesn't look good. So you can use it as any sort of decoration, or if you want, you can put a couple of magnets at the back. You get these singular magnets which you can stick, and you can use it as a fridge magnet, or you can just hang it, or maybe use it as a coaster also for your cup. Anything you like. And if you want to make it more secure, right, you can add you can add a bit of glue on top. So just take glue mix it with water a little bit, and then just apply it on top like that. So then it'll be a bit more firm. So I hope you got to learn. I have an idea. We can make a beautiful rope pendant also. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can actually. That's really good. It looks like a coaster. Yeah, you can use it like a coaster. So you can use it as a coaster, a wall decor, a wall hanging. I can't remember the term. You get the point. So thank you again once again for joining me on this workshop, and I hope you enjoyed it and got to learn something new. And again, in the evening, I will be having another workshop. Thank you so much, Anoshka. I hope you all enjoyed this quick and simple style of art, and I will see you all again in the evening. So take care and bye bye.